just very clean across the board. So you really need to try to capitalize on this quick tempo from your TA. Like, you need to find this Dragonlance, Desolator timing for Aizen that leads into an engagement into Roshan, maybe optimistically at 15 minutes, ideally before 20. In time before 20, you're kind of happy in your TA at that point. And I think if you can't get that done, it starts to feel a little bit rough for the side of Ivory. Whereas for Aurora, I mean, as the enemy scales up, you feel really good with Reflection every single time for jabs. Rather interesting that he does go for Soul Fragment as well, instead of the minimum Sunder HP requirement disappearing. So he is opting to try to juggle around the Conjure Image, always having a viable Sunder target for himself. That does give you a bit of a safety net there. It's also a tad bit interesting to see that you do... Oh, he does end up with a Refractor on Aizen. He swaps last minute. Beast mode for Rupido, I think, is the more interesting bit. Instead of going all in on the Inner Beast for all of the summons, he is opting for this Ags build-up, preempting, like, say, the illusion spam from jabs. That's one way to go about it. I'm just not sure if it's necessarily the right way to go, because your concern is still the Alchemist more than the TB. Like, it is the scaling on TA 2000 here that will be your early issue.
Yeah, for sure. Getting set up for the runes here now. You want to get a few of these on TA 2000 if possible. And Aurora going to scoop up 3 runes there. Make it 4. Ooh. Like I say, it's a bit of an unlucky charm for me at least when you get all 4 runes. But on Alchemist, he is feeling juiced, dude. You know what I'm saying? 4 bounties. He's got the he got the seed money as well. Already his courier coming out here with just some tangos actually to keep himself fresh. But yeah, not too shabby of a start to the game. I maybe a little bit of respect from Ivory there, not really wanting to commit too hard, realizing that, you know, if there's a big team fight in their lanes are not going to get this start, even, you know, if you're starting from behind rather than having even like a neutral start, could feel pretty bad there. And Job's going to take Metamorphosis level 1 just to try and get some denies in. That's working as well.
I'm always 3 steps ahead.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I think the big thing to watch out for Ivory is, again, how well does Aizen's lane go. Into the Terrorblade lane, it can be a little bit threatening, especially once the Reflection's up, but every single time Metamorphosis is down, it's a little bit of an opening for Aizen. Mind you, you don't really have the best poke against jabs. He's got 9 armor. You don't have that value point in meld, so you can't really rip jabs apart. And Q will have to watch as the side blades fly out. There's a lot of rip and tearing that Aizen can do. Grim's already doing a decent enough job, right? Like, he doesn't have any skill points, he's got learning curve, but it's providing that spacing for Aizen, just walking up, using his body as a resource. And once you hit level 2, and going for the 1-2-0 build, that's when the pressure really starts to mount. I think that's when you can start to consider a full kill onto Q. It's going to be... He's going to have to be a little bit careful on this Dark Willow, with the kill threat mounting on that lane.
Yeah, for sure. And there we see he's just going to make a little bit of space as he hits the Shadow Realm. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like you get quite a lot out of the lane before Grims even hits level 2, though. Do you know what I mean? And I think that's maybe, I don't know, a little bit of a flaw in this particular lane. You kind of want to be ahead as much as possible, but I mean, I guess he is, right? It's 7-3 versus 6-7, so the CS, at least for Aizen, not too bad. But these denies, they will mount up over time. It will become a bit of a problem. Abed getting aggressive on Ken, and we talked earlier about how Ken was the better mid, you know, and was capable of dumpstering. He's keeping pace with Abed here in the mid lane at the moment, like neck and neck. But Abed should be losing a little bit, right? He should be just a little bit behind on the Pango.
I would say so. I don't expect this to be a Pango favored lane. I wouldn't outright say as well that Ken's like the better mid. Like Abed has proven that he's kept up.
Yeah, exactly.
You mean the hero matchup? Yeah, the hero matchup, wise, sure. Ken is supposed to have a little bit of a better time. Abed's supposed to struggle, and that is what we're seeing. It's not by a huge margin, though. Like, Ken is the 2 CS above, fairly playable for Abed. Rune control's not going to be as important for Ken in as much as it is for Abed. I'm keen on seeing if Aurora gets the room to maybe just drag someone in to help deny the other rune, or just help secure Abed's own rune, especially as the power runes start to come up at 6 minutes. But so far, a very calm game. No one really looking to overcommit on either side. Laning-wise, it is shaping up better for Aurora. Outside of mid, where it's a little bit more even, the top and bot lanes are starting to find a pretty big advantage for both sides. Like TA2000 is not really getting zoned out too badly by Rupido, and Jabs is really starting to get control. A full wave ahead of Aizen. Not the best news for a TA.
He's demolished. Like we talked about, we went to look at mid, we come back, he's demolished him in the last 2 lanes. And that was without Metamorphosis, by the way, because I thought, oh, maybe he popped Metamorphosis and just, took some control of the lane, but that was outside of the Metamorphosis. Yeah, he only just popped it there when we came back, so... I mean, 10-3 versus 19-12. T8 definitely slipping behind there. I mean, I don't want to say it's a learning curve issue, but maybe a little bit. Here we go. They're going to go in here. He's in fall back. I mean, the Ogre Magi talent, not like Aizen struggling with the lane.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I just feel like you got less in the tank. For the first couple of levels, I mean, it's OP when you get to that level 2, but it's brutal, that first level. It takes so long as well to get level 2. Remember back in the old days where you'd hit 3 CS after the first blood fight and then you'd be level 2? It was a good time.
They were. I don't think Grims did too bad though. Again, he was zoning out nicely. He was pressuring Q. It's just
he did what he could do.
Really, yeah, but you can't really do much against Jabs at this point. Like imagine
he had to ignite though. While he was doing the zoning, I think he maybe finds the kill and snowballs him forward. But I mean, we don't want to look at it too like it's one level. Do you know what I mean? We don't want to be, oh yeah, that's the problem. No, not at all. But we don't want to. I'm just saying, I would prefer. Yeah. I mean, obviously, if I'm the Ogre Magi, I'm taking learning curve. Like, there's obviously. But yeah, if I'm the position 1, I would be a little bit annoyed.
Yeah, it's fair. Right now you're seeing Q as well get a good chase out on Rims. Getting him out entirely, giving Aizen a 1v1 lane up against Jabs, which, again, Jabs doesn't really mind here. You're still at no first blood at 6 minutes in, which is on brand for Aurora, to be fair. And it doesn't look like we're setting up for any first blood anytime soon, but you're getting quite a fair bit out for TA2000. Like he is, again, free farming on Elk. No worries here. You're getting some good farm out for Jabs. You're having a decent enough lane for Abed. Again, probably the biggest struggle is that mid lane, but even that lane's not too shabby for the Pangolier. And everything kind of lines up. In a slower game like this, you're happy on Aurora. You're 4k ahead, 43k ahead with no kills. You're working the map better. You've got this potential to just flash farm into a very strong position here. For TA2000, he's got some stats behind his tier 1 that you can't scout out. You're in a happy spot.
I mean, he's getting 6 off of this, maybe. And then once you hit 6, obviously on Alk, he's already got the soul ring. You can just farm infinitely now. And there's a 6 in place just before the 7-minute mark, while Aizen on level 4, pushing his way towards 5 here. TA2000, just he's having a perfectly good time here. And we talked about like how maybe they wanted to try and apply some pressure earlier on, try and shut him down with this Beastmaster lane, but it hasn't really materialized. They've done an excellent job. I think as soon as they picked up that Tinker though, you're kind of like, all right, difficult to actually consistently harass him,
Yeah. Just a little bit too much coming out with March value. Again, clearing out the boars. Chip damage on the bird. I'm not going to feel too comfy there. Abed's looking for a bit of a movement out. But
Jobs on Aizen down bottom here. With the rotation of the Tinker, it's all too easy. And this is what I'm talking about. This March of the Machines. Like, so even if you have your refraction up, he's going to start eating into it as soon as he comes into the fight. And the first blood, it goes the way of Aurora. It's a good 500 gold chunk. And TA2000's down here now as well. He's like, oh, I'll farm bottom as well, no problemo. And honestly, early towers here can be so dreamy for an alchemist. Like, because of the gold injection you get when you take down a tower, if you can take down a couple, it's really going to boost that Radiance timing, right?
And it does.
Jungle here.
And it also just provides you so much more room. Going through the gate, if top's under pressure, you just head down bot, you keep this farm game going. There's some good stacks here that TA2000 scouts out and clears out for himself. He's only about 1,300 away from full radiance. He's still clearing out stacks. Might be able to get a kill on Grims.
Okay, the stun is out. Abed coming across. They're going to make it happen. Abed's going to scoop the kill. We're quite happy with the assist gold here on TA2000. 1,200 gold to go on that radiance.
Again, you're kind of getting everything you'd want here on Aurora. 0-2, 6k lead. Ivory need a lot more time until Aizen's online. You do have the double Wraith Band timing up for Ken with the power treads, but likely looking for his Witchblade before you really start to commit in. And for Rupido, again, he's going into the Ags build-up with the Inner Beast, the Beast Mode Beastmaster on hand. And that tends to be the build with his facet, of course, in particular. I'm just concerned, because that is a good amount of damage. You can just run through. You might not need to care about the March spam from Maledich, but it's not going to help you necessarily take objectives. You know, you're not going for the summon build-up. You don't have the Dominator, the Overlord. So if you don't manage to clear out these towers, Aurora is still going to be very happy, no matter what kind of fighting tools you have.
Okay, good job of protecting the stacks there. Maledic's going to come in and give the bottle refill. TA2000 in the area. Can they actually go on Ken here? Maybe they want to invade though for the stacks. I'm not sure. Actually, he's just giving up on it. He's going to farm up. He's like, I am 200 gold from Radiance, boys. Let me get this first, and then we can be a bit more aggressive. Oh my word! 2 bounty runes. There it is. It's already done. 10-minute Radiance feels okay, man.
Yep.
Feels okay, man. But this, of course, does allow Rapidio to clean up these stacks that were there. And he is working his way towards the Aghanim Scepter we talked about there. 1,700 gold, or 1,650 away from it. And maybe he can actually go back to lane once that happens. This top lane is just empty right now. Kasalka's like just moved out of there. Beastmaster's hitting up those camps. Just like a whole empty lane for a bit.
Yeah. I'm keen on seeing what happens with the smoke from Ivory. I think they're starting to feel some of that pressure, knowing that they need to make something happen on the map, because a farm game with a Terrorblade off lane with an Alchemist safe just feels so much better for Aurora. And again, with the Tinker on hand, the push potential just dies. See if the rotation mounts much on jabs here, but doesn't look like it will.
Okay, they're going to go in the initiation there. The Rolling Thunder and Joker to fall.
That is just sad. Like, that's Ivory coming out with the smoke, and that's Ivory finding nothing. They lose Ken. They don't really get anything done. Again, it's kind of optimistic to go with your doubled supports. Like, you've got a Hoodwink without Sharpshooter. You've got Grims without Multicast. On the
It's 11 and a half minutes.
They don't catch Abed.
They don't have 6, bro. Like, no 6 on Drake, and level 4 still on Grims. I mean, it's not really that bad on Grims, because once he hits level 5, he can get the ult, right? Oh, EMP combo could be a decent setup here. Maybe they find his Tinker kill. He's still alive. They used everything they could, the blood grenade, to try and chase it down. Abed with a follow-up, deciding not to overcommit though. In a rare moment of judgment, they're going to be chill about it.
Yep.
And Jobs working his way towards the pipe, already has the Ring of Tarask. Very similar to the build-up we saw before, right? The offlane Terrorblade build. Pretty, like, people have got it to work now, and now they don't want to change things, because if it working, it ain't, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. It's
yeah. It's a mindset, and it does make sense. I mean, this is the one weakness of the Terrorblade, his susceptibility to magic damage. You correct that with a pipe, you're already happy. You just need a little bit more in stats. I think the one bracer is nice, the Wraith Band helps. Power Treads on Strength as well helps out quite a fair bit. And for Aurora, again, you hold everything intact. They've got the Blink ready here on TA2000.
Well, commit under the tower, the tier 1, wrecking through Ken's HP. And honestly, TA2000, a little bit disrespectful there. He's like, you're already dead, I'm going to start right-clicking your tower.
Yeah, he knows it. I mean,
yeah.
There's really nothing to fear here from Ivory. They've got this Ags up on Rupido, that's nice, that's kind of cute, but it's not nearly enough. Like, the damage is good, the sustain is kind of nice, but it's not going to help you clear out these objectives. You know, you're going to have to really commit for a fight here. Your TA is not going to be joining you anytime soon just yet for Aizen. And Aizen has to go from Dragonlance into MKB with Blink instead of Deso. Just because of that early Radiance. It's not a great feeling.
Yeah.
And the laser, of course.
And you don't want to fight Radiance as a TA anyway, because of the implication, right?
Yeah.
So, MKB, the laser as well. It's going to be good versus the laser. They still have laser. Laser's not a thing. What is the thing? Yeah, the laser versus the miss rate of that, so you can actually even fight there. The support tanker though, it's got so many things that it can just do to help its core. You know, you've got the defense matrix as well. You can take out the shield with the marching machines. Maybe they can get a little bit of a kill here. But this is doing exactly as well. If you look top, this is doing exactly what we talked about, right? The Tinker can just sit here as a support, and he's holding back this push. You know, Ken gonna come in and see if he can find the kill. Big heals coming back the other way. TA2000 stuns 3, by the way. Alright, tries for the Dispel. The Roar going to be used as well, but the Radiance Burn going to make sure the kill still falls down. Jobs rotating in there, getting that kill. Ken to fall as well. Now they look for Drake. And Jobs, with a Metamorphosis and a Pipe online, he can start digging into that tower. You know, they're still looking for this TA here. What did he do? Did he... Oh, he had the Holy Locket. Okay, okay. Full Holy Locket feels very nice, actually.
That does. It's hard to just kind of even commit onto Maledich. Again, your burst damage isn't there. They didn't commit Roar early. They're just kind of poking in the back. Again, this Ags from Rupido is good, but it doesn't feel like the game for it. Like, the idea for it is to use it against Terrorblade. It's a Terrorblade offlane. I don't think it's that effective in that. Like, you might have gotten more value from a Dominator into the Overlord to at least have that push potential and try to play the objectives game. Right? Shrink the map from Aurora, choke them out a little bit. Now, Aurora has free reign. 0-7, 13k lead. It's textbook Aurora. This is a very textbook Aurora game. They're not overextending. They're playing on their advantage, and they're just slowly but surely choking you out.
The net worth lead on TA2000 is quite significant as well. He is, what, like 7,000 almost ahead of the TA, 6,000 ahead of the Beastmaster, at only 15 minutes into the game. And what I like to do is, whenever there's a net worth lead with an Alchemist on the team, not so much nowadays, but back in the day, I would always take, I want to see at least half the difference, you know, and so it's perfect, right? All the other heroes are getting farmed up as well. You know, it's not like everything's on TA2000 here. Jobs is having an exceptionally good game as well. He's all over the place. He's stealing farm. He's pushing towers. Just like a real menace. And then Abed, he doesn't even really need to do anything this game. Do you know what I mean? He can just play from the sides. He can just kind of, you know, he can be this rolling thunder initiation, but he doesn't need to... It's a lot less pressure on him, you know? Whereas I feel like in previous teams, Abed, maybe everyone's like looking for him to be like the space maker and create this, you know, this dominance. But with Jobs there already kind of doing it for him, it just probably feels pretty good, you know?
That does. And he's managed to scale up now as well. He's got the Blink Dagger up in the Pangolier along with that Diffusal. So running down here for the Pango, not going to be too tough now. Not that it's been a tough game whatsoever for Abed. You do have some tools coming out for Ivory. Blink up for Rupido. It does have a way of just isolating one. And you jump on still. Maybe a bit of a freebie for TA2000. Not a quick blink. Not going to be able to get the stun out, but also can't capitalize and jump onto him anyhow. And Ivory still need to find her first kill somehow. This blink on Rupido should allow them to start to consider some angles, but they don't really have the vision to get that done either. Look at this forward vision. Look at the aggressive ward right by the tier 1 top from Aurora. They're the ones in control to kind of play deep here.
I mean, who do you even try and go on here? You go on the Dark Willow, she Shadow Realms away. They tried going on the Tinker, bearing in mind he's the support here. And that did not work out for them. Terrorblade feels like an impossible kill. So does, like, it's just so difficult for them to take any kind of fight, you know? And they're going to go for this early Aegis. They're aware. A little bit far, though, from the gates. With Swashbuckle... Wait, Pyro left? Oh, he's still in there. Ah, yeah, with a Swashbuckle, with a Disarm, it's just so easy to take Roche, you know? He doesn't really too concerning. And they realize they can't take the fight and decide just to let them have it. The Sunstrike scouted it out, but... Yeah, they're so far behind right now, it would be suicide to go.
Pretty
And
much
maybe,
it.
yeah, they're like, let's go Tormy when it's up, but they're still a minute and a half away, dude. They're too far ahead for their own good, you know?
And they are.
Their tempo's very high.
It isn't. There's just no tempo right now from Ivory. Again, this timing for Aizen is just so awkward that he has to go MKB first after Dragonlance. No Blink, no BKB, no Deso, no Burst play. Just needs to kind of ensure that the hits can even land.
Yeah.
It's not a great feeling from there. And the Ags we haven't seen really kick in from Rupido just yet. The last time they tried to make that attempt top, they couldn't get the roar off.
They're scouting him out here on top of Maladich. Wow.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Nice try. Try for the man to dodge on his own stun, didn't work out. It kind of felt like they were looking, I guess, for the... I don't even know,
Oh,
like that.
Aizen?
Yeah,
Aizen?
he's dead, bro. There's nothing he can do in that situation. I mean,
Nah.
he's going for the BKB, he's going for the MKB, but you know, at some point he does need BKB, but like he needs like 10 items, bro. And he's playing versus Alchemist who already has 4 items, you know?
It's just a rough game for Aizen. That's why I'm not the biggest fan of the TA to close out, I think, in that draft. But there really weren't many great options left. I think you had to risk it with just...
The
topping
Ursa,
that
I
you're
think,
playing
was
with the Terrorblade.
probably... The Ursa was probably the best option, I think.
Yeah. I think the worry for Ursa into this matchup is the kite ability of Ursa. That it's so kiteable, especially once Tinker gets Shard. Which, if you're lucky, you get it here. And yeah, Maladich gets his Shard now, so the Warp flares up. And if you had an Ursa at that point, well, your Ursa is just never going to hit anyone. That's one painful part, just up against the support Tinker. They've really set up for it well on Aurora. They still have Aegis for 3 minutes. High ground siege begins. Fortify pop early. TA2000 does not care. How do you defend this on Ivory? I don't think you can. Rupido's split pushing as best as possible, but doesn't feel like anything will stop this high ground anymore.
Have an Aegis, I think you just give them this. Like, they can't take any more, right? The other tier 2 towers are up. They're not going to push your tier 4s, Kappa. So yeah, I think you just give it to them and see if you can actually try and make space elsewhere. But they wanna contest you a little bit, which is fair enough. Feel like they're not fully committed. Nice Manta dodge through the roar. They will bring this Tinker down the first one. No, bro, the Sunder save! They're getting nothing, dude. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, jobs. Maybe a little bit low here. TA2000 trying to fall back. Remember, there's no BKB yet for this Alc, so let's kind of be a little bit respectful. But oh my word, and Maladich is just straight back here. Do you know what I mean? Oh my, oh my, oh my. Okay, the Aegis. Maybe they can break it. There's another Sunder and Hilo.
No.
50 seconds.
No.
50 seconds away. Like, that was their best opportunity. I think they just lost the game, dude. Yep.
Yeah, it's over. 22 minutes. 0-11. And Aurora just dominate this game. This is... I mean, this is somewhat
over.
expected coming into it. It's... yeah. I'm not sure what...
It's so weird.
Prepare for battle.
What is?
Discard thing.
I see.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah, but like, there's parts of it that are not garbled. Do you know what I mean? It's only it's only the actual playing surface. Yeah. Anyway, Ivory getting a 2-point advantage on the draft from Gabe. I don't really believe too much in these, you know, win rates at the start of the game though, because you know a lot can change even by the first blood or the first runes.
Yeah, that it can. I would probably agree though that draft-wise, I'd lean slightly into Aurora. I think the big thing for Ivory is the Storm. Like, if Ken gets off to a strong start, again, your tools to control Ken are limited to basically Roar. And if Abed can land the stun silence from Fog, easier said than done. Storm's just very slippery. But that is the one issue there.
The big thing as well, they're going to find a kill on Aizen straight away. That's actually completely brutal and awkward as well. What I was going to say is, you know, if you get kills early on Aizen, not killing him, but if he gets kills early, then, you know, he has a way better game, you know, just because it's just easier to CS, it's easier to play the lane with the minus armor. But not going to be the factor. And Aurora going to scoop up 3 bank runes. Ken at least finds one this time. And Aizen looking for a little harass on Maladich here.
Just a little bit of an aggressive posturing already early on from Aurora. Keen on seeing if they can maintain that, but a strong start once again for Aurora. Taking a look at that mid lane just a little bit. Ken up against Abed. The Earth Spirit up against a Storm. This should be a very stable lane for either side. Ken does have that level 3 play if he wants. If Abed oversteps, of course, a Vortex into double overload. With a Remnant can be good, but, you know, Abed can always just kick back, roll away, and just play safe as well from a distance with his stone. So it's not the worst thing in the world. You should be able to get slightly more with Ken, but again, Abed shouldn't be held back too badly here.
Sure, 100%.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Wait, you
attack.
think Ken's gonna win the lane, or like he just has a slight advantage? That's what you said. Yeah.
He does have the advantage.
I mean, he's ranged. Yeah. I mean, that's fair. And he's actually getting quite a lot out of it for a change. Ken here. He's you know, after the last match up, it probably feels pretty good. Actually, go ahead there. And I was going to say about the, you know, I think we'll get the first block. Wait, oh yeah, Drick is splattered. And Maladich as well. His own shards kind of creating this situation. And, they fall back. Meanwhile, Abed finds Ken in the mid lane. Just after we were talking about how good his lane was going. Unfortunately, Ken, he gets bullied by the Earth Spirit. And he was doing quite a bit of Earth Spirit bullying earlier, so... You know, always have to pay that piper in the end. This earlier matchup, the Earth Spirit was pretty good.
Yeah, what comes around goes around there for good old Ken. And we're saying one of the challenges here for Ivory was to find at least 1 kill. Maybe now TA? Is he? No, not even.
No, that's just going to be another...
Slow enough. Oh, they actually got a kill.
Oh, they got congratulations. Wow. I'd like to... thank my parents and God, and you know, that's good though. That's good. That's kind of like, it's a psychological victory. You know, it's huge. It's actually, you know, they're like, they can bleed. If they can bleed, then we can kill them, guys. And you got a drop of blood from God. So good job.
Yeah, it's very stark difference from game 1. They have a little bit more bite here on Ivory. Sets a good tone. Of course, the A2000's not going to mind too much. He's gotten the kills, he's gotten the EXP, he's still taking a lead over Rupido. So they're happy here on the Luna, maybe a little bit behind in CS, but the kills do compensate for it. 4-1 start. Aurora looking pretty good, but you are getting a little bit more CS now from the side of Ivory. Just a tad from Ken and Aizen, just improved in their laning phase. Although Ken did die to kind of get that done. Aizen died early as well. And the sacrifices are there. You can see Q again when these cogs come in. Just machine guns him down, and, well, Grims doesn't have anything to do with Aizen.
Blood grenade going in here. Jobs, he's got some axes to throw, but they don't want to overcommit for this. Don't want to give up this early lead advantage, and Jobs is building a significant advantage here. 23-4 to 16-4. More axes, throw them in there. And yeah, like you say, they're going to go for the 2-0-1 build up there. TA2000 going to find Rapidio down bottom, while I'm... jibber jabbering about top. 5-2 so far. Not too good for Ivory, but at least they're getting some kills. At least it's going back the other way to some extent.
That they are. That they are. I think you're happy enough in TA2000 to actually get the kill after Maladich dies, so you get the solo EXP for yourself. Again, you ramp up a little bit more in that Luna, and yeah, again, you're happy overall. No one coming in to try to contest water runes, so both sides will be able to get 1 apiece. But Abed is starting to head into that level 6. That's the big spike for this Earth Spirit with a Resonance facet. As you've got the Magnetize, Ken's not
the
well, Ken's not safe
rotation
already.
from Q, bro. Really nicely done. And I guess he just knew there wasn't going to be any vision in that kind of area. You know, they already have those deep wards, so nobody's hovering to kind of intercept, and they're having such a tough time in the lanes over on Ivory. It's the same as a similar story to game 1, right, where they weren't able to really let anyone go to help out, and Q just comes over there and just cleans up that kill. And level 6 on Abed versus level 5 Ken. You get the XP there. And here's the rotation now from Drick. See if he can come in behind. Or I'm not sure what his plan is actually.
You really find an angle anyhow. Maybe just setting up for the 6-minute rune. So it's a little bit early, but both supports are in this general area for the most part, or at least Maldich is here to keep track of Drick. And Q again, and they're emphasizing this mid. The side lanes are left solo. There's no punishment coming out yet from Ivory. Perhaps now with Grimm's showing up back top, but Jabs is fairly comfy in this lane. Back by Ken.
Yep, Ken gonna get completely handled there once again. And Abed cookied forward. They try to get out on top of Grimm's here, and they're the ult doing so much work here. Grimm's just getting drilled down slowly but surely. And yeah, you bring your supports, we bring our supports, but we're having a way better game than you, and therefore Ken just gonna die again. He is 0-3-0 on the. Is he coming back? He's just chilling. He's fine. He's gonna TP. If he dies now, though, after that TP, it's gonna be a little bit brutal. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, nah.
He's got mana, but he's still level 5, Jeeves. That's true, yeah.
Oh, no.
Come on, dude.
That
feels so bad, man. Did he get the 6? At least he did get the 6, but
yeah, he got... As he was dying, as he was chain stunned.
Yeah,
I appreciate what he was doing. He was focusing on the creeps, he was trying to get 6 to bail out, but now with no TP on the respawn, doesn't really have anywhere to go. 9-2 start, Aurora again just kind of crushing this game. And Ivory... it's hard to see their path to victory. It's a very hard game to steal back. I mean, you still have this timing for Aizen, right? Like the Mask of Madness is going to be nice. You get level 6 up in Rupido. You can start to consider some cross-map play. Don't manage to really punish anyone for trying to steal there.
Maldich got the cursed crown on him. He just TP's out before before it finishes his countdown. At least Drake got the wisdom rune though, At least there's a little bit of silver lining. Is the game completely over already? I don't want to say it's over. But we saw game 1 and what Aurora did with the lead at that point. So tier 1 tower, it's still standing though. Not too shabby.
Yeah.
And maybe they can find a kill in TA 2000, another kill in TA 2000. They need one extra body though. Storm is kind of nearby. But if Storm comes, then, maybe other heroes are able to rotate over as well. Alright. And the power rune will be a shield rune top.
Yep. Nice to enable Abed to just play a little bit more forward if he wants. Blade Mail's still a little bit ways off, maybe after a couple of kills. Should have that timing. Love the aggressive wards already out from Aurora, watching that top jungle. They know Aizen's just going to slip in here at some point, and it's going to be a very fast kill. And it should be. TR already, again, they see him under the ward. I'm wondering if Abed, no, not going to look to make that play yet. They've been very patient here on Ivory, just trying to surround bot, but TA... Oh.
Yeah, okay, maybe this is something they can work out a little bit. The cogs, a little rotation round, just snowball to set things up. They see all the TPs, they're like, maybe not. The battery assault, they will find the kill though. Really nicely done. Rapidio tries for the TP out, but it was always a suicide mission.
Oh, those kisses.
And even Ken struggling to get out of here alive. Yo, wait, Abed, he goes a hunting here. Can he find Drick? He can. Gonna shot around. Shards, trying to hold him in place. Not gonna pin him down just yet. Another roll over. Another stun. Ken wants to be in the fight, but he realizes it's way too dangerous. Huge TPs though. Asian coming in, throws out a little raise action. Ken will pick up the kill on Q. What I was gonna ask you, what do you think about the shovel discourse around mid, and how if you get shovel basically with a bottle, it feels like just way better than any other neutral?
Yeah, I'd agree. It's one of the best. As TA 2000 wanted to show up and help, not going to be able to fully commit onto him just yet. So that does give Abed some room to back off. But I would agree. yeah, just like that free water rune, you get to pop it, you get 2 charges in your bottle, you feel really good. You get a bounty, you're even happier. It's like, it's just kind of nutty what you can do. I think that aspect of always digs up a water rune in the river, it's probably a little bit too broken. I think that aspect kind of has to go, because the bounty alone kind of makes it worthwhile just to gamble
Yeah.
on that.
Yeah.
So, it's too much. Yeah, these free bottle top-ups, it's a little bit too much.
Super broken concept for sure. I mean, you do have to be in the river, I guess. Yeah, but other than that, yeah. Okay. They're smoked up though. They're gonna try and get something here. Snowball to safety. Maladich trying to chase down this poor little Tusk. They will catch him as well. Storm gonna zip across here. That should be a quick, clean kill. But it costs them 4 heroes to make this move. You know. They gotta rotate them down here. They're gonna burn the fortification as well. They're in a pretty good situation as far as towers are concerned. Rupidio getting caught out up top here. Bed with the magnetize on the roll. And he tries to dodge it. Dude, that's the
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
buckshot and a scar
Dire's
blast.
top tower is under
Yeah,
attack.
that's the long range shotgun. Yeah.
Yeah, just rips him apart. Nice little set of trades. You're still in the happy spot for Aurora, but again, Ivory, they're getting a little bit more play. Like, the fact that they're finding some ways to trade is already a big boon in comparison to Game 1. It's not just the Aurora show right now. There is some counterplay. There are some timings that they can work into. Aizen's working
it's
for that Dragonlance.
It's a 5,000,000% increase in their kills from last week.
Yeah? Yeah, it's an infinite increase. From 0 to 5. It's just infinite. All near infinite. In percent-wise. So, it's quite the showing for Ivory. Again, they've got these timings lined up for Ken. I'm curious what he's going for with his staff. If he's just going for the typical Kaya. I don't think it yields us too much. It's probably just Kaya build up here in the storm. So, a little bit of collapse mid.
That's a dead Druk. They use the shards though. I mean, what can they possibly? I'm joking. Alright, here we go. The roar. Oh wait, he didn't throw the roar. It was just the axes. I thought he was gonna get the stun off, but Storm was like, "No, I don't think so, Chief." And away he goes. So the only thing that pulls Storm out of Zip is vacuum, right?
I'm not sure if vacuum pulls him out of Zip. I didn't notice that actually.
Oh
I
yeah.
don't know it interrupts a Zip. All right.
Yeah,
then I guess it's just vac. Yeah, I don't think anything else does that.
Just dead Darkseer things.
Yeah, pretty much. Wait. What? I'm working.
Okay, Aizen actually throws. I mean, he wanted to set up there for the wreck room. He ends up just doing a little bit of raising instead. Somehow, Maradich is still alive in amongst there. Aizen, everybody completely magnetized up, and Abed going in pretty tight here, trying to get himself out to safety though, because there's just too many heroes to try and deal with at the moment. Going back in for Grimm's. Grimm's gonna fall. Okay, they get one back. Don't they get anything else? I feel like they used literally everything they had except from the Bedlam there to get that kill up on the Tusk though. It was there was some shenanigans with the movement around about it. 5.6k damage done, and they only found a single kill. All right then, but we got Jobs now. He's finished up his. He's got the Ags, so they're going to be able to go down and take this Roche.
Yeah.
The,
Not gonna take too long. Yeah, you've got the beast mode. Just pop that open. You can rip it through with the Drums to Slam. You don't even have your carry around. You don't really need him. You're gonna be able to find Roche. This is one big advantage for the Beastmaster like this.
Jobs is the carry right now with his 8k net worth, and they'll give him the Aegis as well, right? Just because that's the guy that's going to be up front pushing. I'm 100% okay with this. That's perfectly fine. And yeah, just more space for TA2000 to farm up. And he's having a great. I mean, Jobs is having a phenomenal game, and TA2000 is having a pretty okay game as well. But shot back out bed. Right in amongst all this, pops off that blade mill, does a little bit of counter damage. Grimm's going to be able to walk this one off though. Losing the tusk. Actually, body's hitting the floor here. And Grim's still alive, by the way. He's out of here. Storm, see if they can find any more. Now they go looking for jobs. The real carry, like you said, geez. And the birds. I don't know, actually.
Yeah.
Just gonna back it up. That was a really good fight for Ivory. I give them some credit there for sure. 2k net worth swing. They get 2 clean kills. Maybe a little bit of some cracks in the old armor of Aurora showing up here. Grims on the hunt here. Nice jobs. Gets roared and murdered. Okay, cool. Cool. I mean, if you're going to use the cooldown for him, I think you're okay with this. 70 seconds. He's back up in 23 seconds, so.
Yeah. It's still a pretty good set of trades for Ivory. Not enough to even out the game, but enough to give them a foot back in. 16-8, 8k lead still up for Aurora. They are playing a little bit disconnected. You know, they're not bringing in TA2000 for these engagements just yet. Not comfy with the position of our Luna, although the Luna is still in a very strong position net worth-wise, but not a massive lead in comparison to Aizen at the moment. Somewhat understandable. Very interested in Aizen going back for that Shadow Blade. So it's allowing a little bit of the hybrid physical right-click build that we tend to see on SF before. It's not all in on Fizz. It does allow you to look for an angle for Requiem, allows you to kind of weave in and out of these fights, and forces some economy out from Aurora. Aurora, for their part, find Rick again.
Yeah, he tries to shadow around, but they're able to stun lock him. Actually giving Maladich the kill. I think anyone could have had it there for sure. He's going literally nowhere. Jobs with the Blink Dagger finished up now, so ideally he'll be more of an initiation threat than he was previously, but already it kind of feels like they've got that aspect of the game under lock, you know. Abed, though, has been a little bit sacrificial, you know. He's only died once, though. But yeah, I feel like he's always going to be like one of the first 2 in. You know, wait for them to try and coalesce on one of your heroes and roll in Magnus.
Oh, he couldn't do it! They had detection!
Shot down time. They saw everything happening, and he's dead. Oh, but Job's kind of low. First life going to get popped off there. Is it worth the commitment here? Not at all, no.
No.
Finally, Aurora get a clean team fight of their own. It was a good plan, though. Like, I liked what he was going to do. He gets the Shadow Blade timing. They're not aware of it. He comes up, but you know what? Sentry waiting for him.
There's no way you plant this random sentry without knowing the Shadow Blade was coming. They must have seen this item out when he was showing in lane. They might have seen the Blitz Knuckle alone and gotten the idea, alright, it's going to be a Shadow Blade build. Drop that sentry for the push. It's a very fresh sentry. I think there's no incentive to plant a sentry here outside of this SF Shadow Blade. No other reason. So they got a good read, and it just ruins this timing that you wanted on Aizen. A really strong read out from Aurora. 2 Alpha Towers still left.
They do find TA2000 here in his own jungle. He's man-fighting it up with a Mask of Madness.
He's not dying.
He is not dying. He's turning, actually. The rest of the boys coming in and slapping and happening as Ken hits the deck. Grims is going to join him. And the tempo, you know, it kind of felt like they had a bit of a chance. You know, it kind of felt like Ivory were coming back into this game, but they took down the mid. They took down this safe lane core that they're kind of building up on the SF. And, you know, you get the bonus clockwork kill. I mean, not really much to talk about. He's 0, 5, and 4, but yeah, the tempo from Aurora, they just kind of switch it up a gear. And you know the pressure's gonna start coming. You 13 seconds before the storm's back online, and we're only 18.5 minutes into the game, so a lot of objectives still to be taken, of course. Rapidio.
Still a lot left. It's been again a much improved game here for Ivory in comparison to game 1. Let's see if Aizen can sneak in and find out Requiem.
Okay, gonna go on to TA2000. The Eclipse comes out, but they're not gonna get anything done, and it's kind of on TA2000. It's kind of on the team as well because they're so far away from them. But yeah, just a little feeding action, boys. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, feeding a little bit back and forth here.
Thinking about the Requiem here, seeing if he can actually get it off. They kind of know where he is though. All right, Curse trying Maladich. Oh, that was kind of cheesy. This is kind of good though, the snowball. Yeah, last second save. Up to the high ground. Nice. Nicely done by Ken there. You kind of get stuck up there for a little while. Granny trying to throw some bombs downtown. Abed out to safety, though. They take that Eisen kill. Maldich still on the high ground. There's his blink off cooldown. And honestly, Ken did the best he could there in that situation. Like, if you can't find the kills of two guys who are trapped on the high ground, then you ain't finding those kills, bro.
No.
And the timing working out pretty nice there as they go ahead and clean up the Tormy at 20 minutes. It will be the shard for Q here on the Snapfire. It's going to be the Fire Snap Cookie, which is it's a lovely little shard. It's the one with the heal, right? And a little fire for yeah, a little fire for the farm as well.
Yep, just a little bit more in clearing out. You're in a very nice spot here for Aurora. Ivory are doing a commendable job of finding some openings. It's just not enough when you're playing up against a 17k deficit that Aurora has managed to build up that advantage for themselves. I think the next steps is really just find more items for Ken. Like, this BKB has to be on for your Storm. Heck, the BKB for Eisen is really important as well. Whether or not he'll finish up the Hurricane Pike first before the BKB is going to really determine how much you can do here. Love this gem pickup as well on Maledic. So now, there's no shenanigans here for the SF. As long as this Tusk is hanging around your Luna, TA2000 not going to get sniped out like that anytime soon. And that should, again, cover their bases here on the side of Aurora. Still, Eisen out with the smoke and the Shadow Blade. See if he still finds an angle somehow. Smoke on smoke.
Okay. Yeah, they see Maledic here. They see the gem, and gem on the ground here. Maybe this is the opportunity they're looking for. The BKB coming out from Job, so he's trying to man-fight his way through this. The Maskman is doing some work with the Eclipse. It's too much damage in the end there. Did Grim steal the gem? No, where? Is it on the courier? Or? Who did gem? Arbed cleaning up nicely. I think they picked up on the courier maybe. Oh, it's on the Beastmaster.
Yeah. And just take it back on Jabs, and they make it work. You trade away Maledic just for 2 big cores. Only Ken survives through. You slow down this SF once more, and you're in a happy position for Aurora. You can start to think about these last outer towers. You can start to think about the next Roche as they clean up Grims as well on top. Another freebie for Jabs. A little bit surprised Grims even ended up in that area still. Get some cleanup there. 28 to 10, 22k lead again. Next Roshan, 2 minutes away. So some time left, but that is a reasonable amount of time for you to just look at these last outer towers on Aurora, clean them up, and just keep choking Ivory out. Because again, they've not really made too much progress here. They have had some openings. BKB for Ken still a ways off. It is the Hurricane Pike first for Eisen over his own BKB, so that's also going to be an issue down the line. Yeah.
I thought they were going to check. I thought they were going to check the Roche pit when they rotated down there, but like it's such a long timer that Roche isn't going to be up, anytime soon. And they'll put the board in here for 40 seconds or so, but they're still not going to be able to take the Aegis until it's up. Obviously, maybe you just take this final tier 2 tower on the bottom here. And then go back
Safe
for
bet.
Aegis before you siege. Because I don't think you want to give away, like, okay, so they gave up, what, like 10 kills at this point? But I don't think you want to give away any real net worth advantage in this game. I think Aurora, obviously, you're in the lower bracket. And, if you can clean this up in a quick 2-0, then, you can kind of get ready for what's coming.
Yeah, you can't afford to make mistakes. I think that's the key thing for Aurora. Like, yes, you're doing well here, but it's a game of Dota2. You throw hard enough, you can still lose. Any game is losable with enough mistakes made. And Ivory, even though they've not been doing the best, again, they can identify some of those mistakes. They can make use of them as well. You have to be mildly cautious on Aurora, but again, not too cautious that you stall out that long. Abed just finds another solo kill onto Ken, getting the chain control he'd want. Gets another bottle top up here as well, so happy days so far. And not fully committing onto that tier 2, but the slow pokes there from TA. The next Roche is coming up soon. Very, very slight time and day. It's going to switch up immediately if they're not quick enough here on Aurora.
Yeah, I honestly think it's
down here.
going to be too difficult to take it. Like, before nighttime. So might as well get set up for that. And that's exactly what they're going to do. They're like, okay, it's going to be a top spawn. They're wrong, but because they see it obviously. But yeah, get prepared top. Were you watching the was it the close qualifiers or whatever, where the enemy came in and like exactly at this point in time and they just took the Roche in like the 20 seconds before that? the whole other team were sitting up top. I think it was actually it was Mina, you wouldn't have seen it. Yeah, they were up top and they were just like waiting, you know, at the gate because they were like, oh, Roche is gonna come through, but then they just sneaked it. Like, I was like, what?
Yeah, I've seen it happen in a few qualifier games in C as well, I think. It's definitely, it's very silly when that does happen, but it does happen sometimes.
Like, one team's trying to do the right thing, you know, the strategic and the tactically correct thing is to wait for him to come through, deal with it, you know, make sure you've secured that top area. But yeah.
Yep. 30 to 10. Nice safe bet here for Aurora now, where the age is up. They're going to be feeling good into
Will it be
here.
sub 30 minutes though? That's the big question. You know,
They
got 4 minutes left here. We'd have to be an early GG. I think there's no way you can actually finish the game in those 4 minutes. But yeah, if they GG'd out a little bit early, then for sure. I think though, if it's your last game and things have gone pear-shaped in the fashion they have, I think you play it out, you know, because like, you know, what else are you gonna do? You're just gonna go home. It's a Luna in the base though, dude. Like this hero always been completely disgusting once you lose a tower. And look at that, the racks solo slain by this Luna. All right, they got the information though. T2000 up to the high ground again. Ooh, nice Lucent beat. We catch him on the way in there, and he gets melted, by the way. Alright, the Roar coming through on the back line as well. Nice jump forward from Jobs. He pops off the BKB. The Cog's down as well. Storm trying to find something on the back line. Eisen gets exploded. And they call that GG. Sub 20 minutes. Sub 30 minutes even. Alright,
Yep.
alright. Much better showing though. Let's give them the credit where it's due. Ivory, to come back from that first game, you know, and then, you know, get 10 kills up on Aurora Gaming here. It's gonna feel